Hello everyone and welcome on my channel. My name is Elbo and today we are here for the first video of the channel where we're going to be talking about Wuthering Waves and more importantly about the closed beta 2 that just opened yesterday on the 18th of January. So as you might know, Kuro Games released like a trailer yesterday for the announcement of the CBT2, a gameplay trailer, and today we're going to be watching the trailer and kind of like reacting and analyzing pretty much like what we can see that is new from CBT1 because you might know that there's been like a CBT under NDA recently, but we will not be talking about any leaks that happened during that NDA CBT. I did not look into it, so we just keep the things we know from the CBT1 and go from there. So you might already have seen it, but let's just watch it and see how it goes. So obviously we still have the first beginning where Rovers wakes up. Now we can already notice a few different things because Shishia is actually not hostile to us like she used to be in CBT1. So that's pretty interesting. Now we can already see also that the game graphism wise improved a lot compared to CBT1. The graphism were really, how could I put it? It was really, the colors were not that bright. People were complaining a lot that it was really gray and not really colorful, and we can already see that it changed. Now we see those two characters. We already know Scar, which he was the guy, him. And it seems that here we have a boss fight, which makes me think that it might be a second phase. The first phase we would be fighting him normally, and second phase he turns into this. Now we switch to the male rover, and here we have some new characters, it seems. So she seems to be some type of like melee character, type of like kung fu fighting style. Now him, he really looks like Awu. I will be putting a picture of Awu for those of you who don't know who he is. Uh, we saw him in CBT1. Another character that he looks really cool, though I'm not gonna lie. Like white hair characters are kind of my weakness, to be honest. But I'll forever stay like a fan of Gian anyways, so I'm gonna stick to him. Now we go back on the boss fight, which seems to be Scar once again. Now, ooh, now that part was interesting. I'll go back and pause on like a few moments, but Gian, obviously like the best, right? Okay, really interesting. For those of you who don't know who that girl was, we'll talk a bit more about her later on. And this is the end of the trailer. Now we don't have any release date or anything, but obviously because this is the CBT2, we won't have a release date for now, but it's still really good because we've been staying like since the last CBT1. It's been what, 9 months, 8 months, so it's really good. Alright, so the trailer ended. So let's just pause around and go back so we can see here Shishia now looks more concerned. Yang Yang is still pretty much the same as far as I remember, like she was already holding us like that, but I could be wrong. I will be putting somewhere a clip of how Shishia was reacting to us before, but now she really seems to be concerned about us, almost like asking what if we're feeling okay and all of that. And now she might be, you know, showing us around. Now this place, if I'm not wrong, is called Shinju. Now I could be wrong on the name, so I'm sorry, but yeah, we can see. Let's go back. We can see the colors here are definitely better. Like look at that sky and the colors here on the lighting. it's definitely an improvement. Once again, somewhere at some point I will be putting like a video of CBT1 so that you can see like a short clip of how the color were in the CBT1, but it's definitely an improvement. Even here we can see here and here with that tree that kind of looks to be like a sakura tree, you know? It reminds me of that, but it might not be. Uh, right, so then we have that still running around. Now this place looks more like CBT1, but I feel like it's obviously going to be like a place where some bad stuff are happening, you know, like we might have like a boss fight around here. Scar showing up, obviously, so I feel like he's gonna be a pretty cool enemy. I feel like he might probably be the enemy of the first part of the game. So obviously we already they're summoning enemies. It seems like they were summoning enemies around here, but we'll have to wait and see those enemies, which seems to be echoes, right? So we'll have to see about that. For those of you who don't know, the echo system was already in the CBT1, where if you defeat a certain type of enemies, you obtain like the ability to turn into them for a certain amount of time, like a few seconds or so. And then you can just like pretty much use their abilities. But it always has a cooldown and you gotta wait a bit. Now we go to the new characters, so the melee one, the one it might be Awu, but it might also be a new character, we don't really know. But that character, yeah, really is cool. And the yin and the yang, it's pretty nice. Pretty good touch. It really seems like it would be a rework, redesign of Awu, especially with that. Like the lion head, it's really looking alike. So it's pretty interesting. I like the rework, the redesign. Now that character obviously looks really cool with his I forgot the name. The scars that they have. Yeah, I think it's a Tacet mark. Now the gameplay also, we can definitely expect this game. For those of you who know like Punishing Grey Raven from also Kuru games, we know that they make some pretty hard content. So I'm really looking forward to seeing some more difficulties when it comes to bosses, because we know that we're gonna have the dodge mechanic, the parrying mechanic, counter attack mechanic, so that's obviously gonna be like really interesting. Now I do want to go back to another moment in the video that was just here. Now let's see. So it seems that here we might be controlling this. This seems to be like the aim, right? Like the scope of where we will be aiming. That seems to be interesting. So maybe it'll be a boss fight or something. Some type of parkour here. It's not sure, but I like the grab. Yeah. What could that be? Like a, yeah, something that allows us to like grab a place and then like go to that place. It's pretty interesting. Yeah. And the bike, right? The motorcycle. Now that seems to be interesting, and it seems to be an echo in which we can turn, and so then we will have the ability to control the motorcycle. We know from CBT1, which was also the introduction of Awu, that we fight an enemy like that, so that's pretty interesting. We'll have to see if we can actually control it, but that's if we can, and we have like a pretty big like cooldown of use, like we can use it for like, let's say, I don't know, like 30 seconds, it can be pretty interesting. Alright, let's move forward. We did see Jian, obviously, which is definitely going to be my favorite character. Like, at the release, I'm really hoping that he's going to be the first banner so that I can just full wail on him. Like, just look at that, like that man is just, yeah. He's my favorite for sure. Ever since like on the first trailer, like we saw him on the first trailer. He's my favorite. Now, that girl. Some of you might not know her, but her name is Shinji, I think. Once again, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing the names properly. And what we know of her is that she is somewhat like the governor of Shinzu. So Shinzu, it's this city, right? So it's gonna be pretty interesting. I feel like she's most likely going to have a big part to play in the first phase of the game. So yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see what's gonna happen. Obviously. Now, the I wanted to go back a bit on the fighting because I think it shows a little bit about like the pairing, or maybe it does a bit later on. No, here's just like getting destroyed. Let's see, do we have maybe around here since they're fighting again? So okay, here it seems like there's like multiple players, one, two, and there's another one in the back. So could it be that the game is gonna have some type of like co-op mechanic or something like that? We'll have to see, but it's definitely something to look forward to. Okay, we did see it right there. The flip that here that was a dodge, so that's pretty interesting. The parrying, that was nice. Okay, okay. Now on the website, obviously. So for those who don't know, we can like pre-register. So if you're on the official website, just click on this, and then you will have the registration. You just go down. It shows that like there's also like a lottery in which you can win multiple things. So you can win an iPhone. I will just okay. Let's just cut the music. Sorry, guys. I will let you take a look at all of that, but we can definitely get a closed beta access because yes, it's not going to be an open beta. We're going to have to register and then hope to be selected for it. We have some event rules and all of that, but it's pretty much the usual. Now, if we go back on the website, like for those of you who don't know, Kuro Games have been releasing some developers note on some characters in which we can have like some informations regarding them. We also have like a little bit of their kit. We know a little bit like of what they're doing, so that's pretty interesting. But that's a detail. Now we're gonna go on the resonator. So obviously unknown. These two are the main characters, so the male rover and female rover. Honestly, I really don't know which one I'm gonna be picking because they're just just have you look at them? Like they just both look so amazing. They're both so cool. Like which one do you even pick? I'm the type to always go with my gender, so since I'm a guy, I'll be going for the male character, but she just looks so cool too. They both have something to them, so I'll have to decide which I will be doing on stream because in case for those of you who don't know me yet, this is the first video of the channel. I have a Twitch channel because my channel is pretty much going to be dedicated to Wuthering Waves, and I have a Twitch channel on which I will be streaming the game every day once it releases. If I also have an access to the CBT2, I will be streaming the CBT every day for the entire duration of the CBT. For the first 2 weeks, I will be streaming it for multiple hours, and the last, like, if it lasts 3 weeks, obviously, if it, and the last one, I will be streaming for still a couple of hours, but not as long. Now, for the characters that we already know, we have Taoshi, right? Taochi. We have Yeonwoo, who looks really cool. Let's be honest. He looks really cool, like an older guy like that. We love that. We love that. Danjin, she is pretty cool. She uses some type of katana, while as we can see, I don't know if we see her weapon. Yeah, she's more using like a great sword, while Yanhu is more like he's a melee character, kind of like the new character we've seen. He uses his fists to fight. So then Danchin with some type of sword, katana, we'll have to see like how the weapons are called. We have Mortify. Now he's pretty cool. He fights with pistols, yeah, pistols. He uses like fire abilities and all of that. At least, yeah, it's written here. Sanhua, which like she's definitely one of my favorite. Like I said, like white hair characters are like my weakness. They just look so cool. And she, yeah, I don't know, like even that is just really cool. I don't know. I'm getting hyped over it just like looking at the characters again. But yeah, Shishia once again. So pretty cool character. We'll have to see like her involvement in the beginning of the story since she's one of the two characters that finds us pretty much. Yeah, I think her name changed. If you don't know, in CBT1 she was called Balian, Bailian, Balian. So it's pretty interesting to see that they changed her name, Beishi. I think you would pronounce it that way because let's remember that Kuro Games is a Chinese company, so the names have a Chinese connotation. So they don't pronounce the Z just like we would. It would be more like Baishi. I think. I'm not like a. I don't know everything about Chinese, obviously. Yang Yang. Yang Yang. Now she looks also really cool. Not as much as Sanhua for me, but she's definitely pretty cool. Uh, One of the two characters that finds us. So once again, yeah, we'll have to see how fast it's gonna be for her. But I mean, not fast, but like how her involvement in the story. We also have the feature category here where you can see like some images. Those are not really articles, they're pretty much like pictures that you can see with like a title like that. Uh, she is Enki, but her name might change as we've seen with Balian. So yeah, for the resonators, for some reason they remove some. Like for example, we have the black shores here, where we have Alto, but Enki is also from the Black Shores, so she was on the previous website before they did like the little update. She was already here, so we'll have to see. Now, I guess I can talk a little bit about my expectations for the CBT2. So, we know from the pre-registration, let's go back to it. I think there was a date in which we could see. Where have I seen that? I'll have to look it up and I'll just give you like guys like a screen somewhere. Okay, music again, sorry. Right, so it ends on this, so we can probably expect on February 7th, so we can expect the CBT to start maybe like 1 or 2 weeks after that, maybe. I don't know. But considering this, if the CBT lasts for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and everything goes well, I feel like personally those are just like my speculations, but I feel like we can probably expect the game to be releasing around maybe what? Okay, let's be minimum 2 months, maybe 2 months after the end of CBT. And then maybe we can, yeah, the maximum maybe like 4 months, like maybe 3 or 4 months, but I guess we'll have to see. Uh, what I'm looking forward to seeing the game, I feel like I would like to see some skin in the games, the skins, because in Punishing Grey Raven, Kuro Games releases skins, so it could be pretty interesting. Now the gacha system, we also just know from CBT1 that there was only the character banner, it was only like a 50-50, so we'll have to see, maybe there's some changes to that. But yeah, and I feel like we've pretty much said everything there was to say about that trailer. Now, I also wanted to mention this because Kuro Game released an hour ago this a dev interview, and it's pretty interesting. They're talking about some gameplay mechanics, the things that they've changed, and all of that, and it's really good because we can see that Kuro Games is listening a lot to feedbacks because they changed what people were complaining about from CBT1. So they're really open-minded to the feedbacks and what the players are waiting for and like asking for. Anyways, guys, I feel like this is gonna be the end of the video for today. Uh, I'm really looking forward to seeing if maybe like I got an access to the CBT2. We'll have to wait and see for that. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like leave a like, You can also leave a comment, let me know what you thought of this video, because this is obviously my first video on the channel and I'm absolutely open to feedbacks on what you think I should improve or change or anything. So feel free to leave a comment and just let me know. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video and want to see more of my content, just feel free to subscribe. You can follow my social media. I have a Twitter account and a Twitch, so just feel free to follow. I will be actively streaming, and I'm also active streaming, tweeting stuff about the game and about what's going on. So yeah, just drop by and see if you're interested. Anyways, guys, have a good one and see you next time.